Hi guys, and welcome to Terminal Velocity. Today I'm going to be telling you about the Metroid Timeline, which is with the order in which the Metroid games take place and how they affect each other. Unlike some other series like Zelda and my Dragon Quest timeline, the Metroid Timeline doesn't have any splits or weird time travel things. Around the year of Cosmos 2003, the Galactic Federation is formed in order to make peace and order among the planets of the galaxy. And although it is threatened by the existence of the space pirates, it lives in relative peace for a while. Also, around this time, Samus Aran is born on the mining planet of K2L, but her parents die soon after due to an attack by Ridley and the space pirates. She is eventually adopted by a Chozo and grows up learning the ways of the Chozo and the Chozo fighting skills, also inheriting a Chozo warrior suit, which allows her to have better military capabilities, as well as surviving on a variety of planets. Eventually, Samus becomes a widely renowned bounty hunter throughout the galaxy, and the Galactic Federation asks her to carry out a mission in the space pirates base and destroy all of the space pirates, including Ridley, Kraid, as well as the leader, Mother Brain, who used to be in forces with the Chozo. After successfully defeating both Mother Brain and the space pirates, Samus finds a large cluster of alien figures known as Metroids. And after defeating the Metroids using ice beams, she blows up the base of the pirates and eventually flies into space. However, her ship is shot down, and she lands right next to the space pirate mothership. She eventually fights Mecha Ridley, which is a robotic form of the Ridley which she recently fought. And once again, after defeating all of the enemies in the space pirate mothership, Samus blows it up and manages to escape and goes back to the safety of the Galactic Federation. Around 3 years later, while Samus is hunting for another bounty, she receives a distress signal from the space pirate ship, the frigate Orpheon. She goes to the frigate Orpheon, which is very close to the planet of Talon 4, which is one of the Chozo's main living spaces. Samus then finds a reanimated version of the space pirate Ridley and chases him to the surface of Talon 4, where she finds many things, including a large amount of Metroids that were still alive and being researched by space pirate scientists, as well as a large amount of a dark substance known as Phazon, and a large Metroid-ish being known as the Metroid Prime, which is a very hard to defeat thing. Also, Samus defeats the Parasite Queen earlier on the ship, the frigate Orpheon. Samus eventually defeats both the Phazon, the Metroid Prime, as well as the other Metroids and the space pirates, and goes back into space. Shortly after the events of Metroid Prime, a strange communication is sent from the Alembic cluster at the far edge of the galaxy, and it says that there is a strong power that must be found with the Olympians. The Galactic Federation sends Samus in order to make sure that the power does not fall into the wrong hands. And eventually, Samus finds that there is a great evil lurking where the power is. And after she races all of the bounty hunters there, and she finds out that it is the evil being Gorea. And she and the other bounty hunters manage to defeat Gurea and return peace to the Alembic cluster. A little while later, Samus is sent on a mission to rescue Squad Bravo, who has not been heard from for a very long time, and are supposedly on the planet Aether. Although there's bad weather, and Samus is forced to land her spacecraft. After landing, Samus figures out that in the events of Metroid Prime, after she defeated the Metroid Prime, it absorbed her Phazon suit and turned into Dark Samus. She finds Dark Samus, who goes into the alternate dimension, the Dark Aether, which is home to the Ing, and is poisonous to Samus. Although it is poisonous, Samus manages to get out. Soon after returning to normal Aether, Samus figures out that the Ing are preying off of the energy from the normal Aether and transmitting it to the Dark Aether, and eventually Samus finds and claims the Light Suit, which helps her in defeating the Emperor Ing. Shortly after defeating Emperor Ing, the Dark Aether starts collapsing, and Samus once again meets face to face with Dark Samus. After defeating Dark Samus, Samus heads back to the normal Aether and leaves and goes back to space once again. About half a year later, Samus and a few other bounty hunters go on a mission to destroy a space pirate virus. But before they can, their ship is attacked by a large amount of space pirates, and they are forced to land on the planet Norian. However, Meta Ridley is there, and Samus and Meta Ridley get in a fight, while Samus ultimately wins. Then, a large clump of Phazon, known as the Leviathan Seed, starts falling, heading down towards Norian. Before the Leviathan Seed can fall onto the ground, Samus and the other bounty hunters go and try to shoot it down with the giant super cannon, although they are stopped by Dark Samus, who manages to knock out Samus for a whole month. When Samus wakes up, she finds that the other bounty hunters are not there, and she goes to different planets and defeats the different Phazon-infused versions of them. After this, she heads and gets in a fight with Meta Ridley, as well as opening the space pirate capital to be attacked by the Galactic Federation, and then, finally, once and for all, killing Dark Samus. And then Samus destroys the entire planet that is the source of Phazon, so it cannot cause any more destruction to the galaxy. The Galactic Federation then realizes that they had relied too much on Samus in their earlier missions, and so they created the mechs, which started the Galactic Federation Force. Their first mission was to scout an icy planet, and then they found a space pirate's giant weapon known as the Doom's Eye. The Doom's Eye is made to corrupt planets and destroy them. And the Federation force finds that the pirates had also managed to find and brainwash Samus, as well as the pirates recreating a new mechanical form of Mother Brain known as Master Brain. After the Federation force defeats Master Brain and the corrupted Samus, the Federation force and Samus go and destroy the Doom's Eye, as well as finding a hatched Metroid egg. After this, the Galactic Federation decides that they want to destroy every Metroid on the planet of SR-388. So they send a lot of teams of soldiers to go and exterminate all the Metroids. All the teams go missing, so they send Samus in after them to go and exterminate all of the Metroids and find the soldiers. Samus goes and destroys all the different variants of Metroids, and then eventually destroys the Queen Metroid, leaving only one egg left. The egg hatches into a very small Metroid, but Samus does not kill it and brings it back to the space station. Very soon after leaving the baby Metroid at the space station, Ridley comes and attacks and steals the baby Metroid and returns to the pirate base on Zebes, which was destroyed back in the first Metroid game at the beginning of the timeline. It has been rebuilt, and Samus must go and defeat a lot of Metroids and 4 Guardians to eventually get to Mother Brain, who shows her true mechanical, scary form that is more than a match for Samus. And Samus is about to be defeated when the baby Metroid, who is now an adult, sucks some of the life out of Mother Brain and fuses Samus with the power of the Hyper Beam. Samus is then able to defeat Mother Brain and blow up the entire planet of Zebes after making an escape. A while after this, Samus finds the Galactic Federation research station known as the Bottle Ship. She also finds a platoon of Galactic Federation soldiers led by Adam Malkovich, who was one of Samus's former commanders. Samus joins them and investigates a lot of different activity done by Galactic Federation and space pirates. She eventually finds the scientific researcher Melissa Bergman, but eventually finds that that is not the real Melissa Bergman, and it's actually an android representation of MB, or Mother Brain. Eventually, Samus defeats Mother Brain, as well as a new form of Ridley, which was used during making clones off of DNA from Samus after her mission in SR-388. A little while after this, Samus takes another adventure back to SR-388, which is now completely barren of Metroids, and she is there to protect some researchers, but is attacked by the parasite known as the X. On her way back, she passes out and almost crashes into an asteroid. The scientists soon figure out that she's been infected by the X, and they use the DNA from the Metroid to create a vaccine that causes Samus to lose most of her power suit, as well as sending the X parasite stuck in the rest of the power suit. But there are more X infestations throughout the entire ship, and Samus is sent to eradicate them, as she is the only person who is immune to the X parasite. Samus eventually goes and eradicates all of the X, as well as an X clone of Ridley, and then defeats a large Metroid. Throughout Samus's adventure on the ship, she figures out that her old suit that has been corrupted by X has turned into an X version of her, known as the SAX. She also figures out that the Federation has been working again with Metroids as well as the X parasite. Eventually, she decides to blow up the entire ship and escapes while the ship blows up and lands on SR-388. This is as far as we know of the Metroid timeline. So what did you think of this timeline? Did you like it? If you did, be sure to like and subscribe, and comment below. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again next time on Terminal Velocity. Bye.